A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic turn of events, Serbia's capital, Belgrade, witnessed a massive outpouring of public dissent on Saturday as tens of thousands of anti-government protesters took to the streets demanding early parliamentary elections. The protests, which have been fueled by nearly 8 months of continuous demonstrations led primarily by university students, signify a growing discontent with President Aleksandar Vučić's authoritarian regime. The rally, which gathered an estimated 140,000 people according to independent monitors, filled the central Slavica square and extended several blocks, overwhelming the capital's infrastructure. Chants of "We won elections" echoed through the streets as demonstrators expressed their frustration with a government they deem illegitimate. The protests erupted into clashes with riot police, leading to dozens of detentions and injuries on both sides. Reports indicate that 6 police officers were injured during the skirmishes, while police responded with tear gas and pepper spray to disperse the crowds. The violence escalated as demonstrators threw eggs, bottles, and other objects at law enforcement, signaling a breakdown in public order. Vučić, who has been in power for over a decade and has increasingly adopted authoritarian measures, took to social media to declare, "Serbia always wins in the end," attempting to downplay the unrest. Critics of Vučić accuse him of stifling democratic freedoms while strengthening ties with Russia and China, despite his formal aspirations for Serbia's EU membership. The protests have been sparked by a series of events, including a tragic infrastructure failure that resulted in the deaths of 16 people, which many blame on government negligence and corruption. As the protest unfolded, tensions were palpable, with riot police deployed around key government buildings in anticipation of unrest. Interior Minister Ivica Dačić claimed that the police acted to restore order, asserting that participants in the protest were responsible for attacking law enforcement. The student-led movement has gained momentum, with speakers at the rally denouncing the current government and calling for a clear path out of the social crisis. One unnamed student declared, "Today, on June 28, 2025, we declare the current authorities illegitimate." This significant protest coincided with St. Vitus Day, a religious holiday commemorating a pivotal battle against Ottoman rule, adding historical weight to the demonstrators' demands. In an attempt to counter the protests, Vučić's party reportedly busted supporters to create a visible presence in Belgrade, further escalating tensions. The Serbian government has faced mounting pressure from its citizens, with calls for accountability growing louder as the election date approaches in 2027. As the clashes continued into the night, the resilience of the protest movement became evident, despite the government's ongoing crackdown on dissent. The situation remains fluid, with both sides bracing for potential further confrontations in the coming days. The protests in Belgrade represent a critical moment in Serbia's political landscape, as citizens increasingly demand transparency, accountability, and a return to democratic norms. The outcome of these protests could shape the future of Serbia and its governance, as public sentiment continues to shift against the ruling party. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.